I'm particularly pleased with President Trump's support of my strategic Bitcoin reserve initiative, which will address our national debt while securing America's position as the global leader in financial innovation. As Bitcoin comes into more usage, its use makes the whole system more secure, more robust, and more capable of serving our needs all over the world. We should be the global leader with this fantastic new ledger-based asset that is in a digital format that is going to be transformative of everyday economy and puts the everyday American, in fact, the everyday worker all over the world in control of their own money. What a wonderful blessing for hardworking people all over the world to have this great new technology and to have America lead the way in implementing this wonderful, wonderful innovation.
And there you see Senator Cynthia Lummis. She's talking about the President of the United States supporting her Bitcoin Strategic Reserve bill. She's been leading this charge on this initiative. Right now, there's states that are passing legislation to have their own strategic Bitcoin treasuries, and the United States federal government is working on this. If you're not front running the big boys, you're starting to see institutional FOMO, nation state FOMO, now major powers of the global economy FOMO. Bitcoin's about to explode. And with that, what's happening, Crypto Crew? Sean's coming back at you, another cryptocurrency video, and we're getting straight into it. The current time it's recording, Bitcoin's coming in right below 97,000 at 96,934 at the current time it's recording. What do we see? What do we anticipate? We'll see some more bullishness tomorrow or next week for Bitcoin. Weekends, don't really pay too much attention to weekend price action. If you look right here, you can see that Bitcoin came up and hit the technical target like a boss. We came up, broke out of this, and look it, you can't make this up. This is a textbook bull flag. You have this here, and then you have the flag pattern. You see, we come up in a bullish fashion, bounce around, break out, hit that target. That target was met around 96,000. But look what happened. This was another bull flag that was starting to form. And if you look right here, and the bottom of this flag will be pulled down just below. So we came up into this in a bullish fashion, and then look what happened. We're breaking out now. Let's pull this down a little bit and get this target to the upside. We just broke out of this, so could Bitcoin be seeing this technical target up here around $105,000 next week? That could be a bullish retest, seeing this major resistance we ran into before. So that's what we see in the charts. Now, will we get rejected? There's a possibility. This could run through maybe by the middle of May, by the end of next week, hit this target, maybe put in a higher high, get a wick above, maybe 109, but we have to hold above this level right here, around the 105, 106 range. And the same way we're consolidating above previous support, this is bullish. So we want to do the same thing here. We want to get above this white line and consolidate above to have a continuation to the upside for the next leg. That's what we see next for Bitcoin. But if we do see a rejection, this could be just back testing this previous support right here, this orange line, or it could come all the way back down to 93. Either way you cut the cloth, we could then come back up and look on the macro. You see a shoulder, a massive head, another shoulder, and then you got an inverse head and shoulders pattern. And where this technical target would take us when this plays out, this would take some time, probably by the end of 2025. This would take us up to a price target of, let's see here, approximately $146,000. So could we come up and see this 105 to 106, maybe an all-time high wick next week? It's a high probability based off of how this price action looks. Bitcoin's looking very bullish. And speaking of price targets, we got a massive target here. Check this out.
Outlook. So Bitcoin target price remains 210,000 and driven by institutional adoption and global liquidity expansion. For ETH, our target price was based on ETH to BTC, the BTC to ETH ratio, which was 0.05. We still maintain that as well, reflecting the community's efforts to address value leakage problem. I mean, granted, not everything turned out the way we expected so far this year, especially the macro outlook and the market reaction to it. But I think in hindsight, I think it was actually a healthy correction, which have paved the way for the further re-rating of the Bitcoin as a mainstream asset.
And there you see it from Peter Chung, Presto Head of Research, $210,000 Bitcoin price target. He's not playing around. Bitcoin's leading the charge. Once again, we hope you're prepared. If you're looking to retire on Bitcoin and say you're age 25, how many Bitcoin do you need today to retire comfortably? 26.7. So getting out our calculator, 26.7. Current time is recording, Bitcoin's around 97,000. You need about $2.6 million to retire comfortably. So look here, once we look farther into the years, right here by 2045, you can say this is based off of age. So if you're in your 20s, by the time you're in year 2070, so that's pretty old, you need one Bitcoin. But if you're in your 30s, you can say by the year 2050, you'll need 2 Bitcoins to retire. So 2 Bitcoins could be worth around 2.6 million by 2050. So if you got 2.6 million and you have 2 Bitcoins, that means the price of Bitcoin could be around $1.3 million by around this time frame. This is 25 years in the future, guys. So it's not a get rich quick scheme, but it is a way to secure your retirement long term. Keep stacking sats. And looking at altcoins, you see that this is the Bitcoin dominance, and it's just been stair-stepping its way up, and right now hitting its head. Is it going to see this breakdown and back test the ascending broadening wedge? Is that what you're seeing here? We've showed you this in previous videos, and this is on the daily chart. But if we look on the higher time frame, let's look on the 1 week, the weekly. You can see that we had this bullish cross of the 250 of this 20, and this 20 has been acting as support. Now, could we come back down and back test this as this continues to retrace up? Yes, but if you look to the left of this chart, you see that we fell off a cliff back in 2021. There was some traffic here and not much until you got here, but you see we fell down here very drastically. We sort of melted down here, had a massive meltdown here. So could we have a melt up back to 72%? That's what you have to pay attention to. And then if Bitcoin has the rollover, then that could be down the all season, or Bitcoin could then push up, flip resistance to support, and have a continuation to higher price targets. So you want to pay attention to all scenarios. Looking on this macro time frame, you see that this looks like an Adam and Eve pattern. We talked about that in previous videos as well. But in other news, Michael Saylor's raising enough money to buy 590,000 more Bitcoin at current prices. This will take MicroStrategy or strategy over 1 million Bitcoin. They came up with another $42 billion plan, and they still have 18 to 19 billion that they can still raise money to buy Bitcoin, which is accretive for MicroStrategy and also bullish for Bitcoin. But another $42 billion, guys, there's not enough Bitcoin to go around. This would make MicroStrategy one of the biggest, if not the biggest, holder of Bitcoin in the world. And Samson Miles weighing in, he's saying the money printer only has 2 speeds, fast and slow. There's no off button. So the money's continued to be printed, and there's some pressure that's building up. And Samson's weighing in, and let's hear what he has to say.
From my perspective, we've been decoupling for the last 16 years, right? You don't go from 0 to, whatever we're at now without decoupling from the system. I think the recent decoupling where equities went down and we stayed steady is a very pertinent indicator that people should be paying a lot of attention to. Because when we are aligned with stocks and we move with stocks, people kind of assume Bitcoin is a tech stock, right? But it is not. It is the ruler by which you measure everything else. There are only 21 million coins. And I don't think people really understand that that level of scarcity means there are no undos. There's no take backsies. Once the Bitcoin is gone, it is gone. Once it's off market into the hands of a seller with no intent to sell, that's it. There is no more. You can't make more. You can make an altcoin, but you can't make more Bitcoin, right? So I think you're going to see Saylor and MicroStrategy, or Strategy now, keep buying taking coins off the market. They've already took double the amount of mined coins off this year. We're already seeing the public mining companies stop selling and just borrow and get more Bitcoin. You're seeing GameStop making their foray into this. And as we talked about before, nation states, they are all starting to get ready to buy. And most of the Bitcoin supply has been mined already. So there's like maybe 1 million coins left to be mined for the next 100 odd years. So where are we going to get more coins? As soon as all of that buy pressure culminates, you're going to see the price move. You're going to see everything massively decouple. Bitcoin is going to take off like a rocket ship.
Bitcoin is going to take off like a rocket ship. Time is running out. The pressure keeps building up. And when that pressure bursts and Bitcoin takes off, we hope that you're ready. With that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. You guys like this content, go ahead and smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate each and every one of you. With that, I'm out.